Bulk wrote how he was liberated before a trial listening, but did not ensure detailed information on while the listening would be detained. He as well thanked Rally who had closed the arrest center wherever he was detained. Bulk, a long reviewer of CEO Vladimir Putin, was detained over Saturday for national election meetings, deprecating which the opposition lead telephone call rigged president elections set to get location on March 18. I've been arrested. That doesn't question. Go to Tverskaya Road. You are not departure down there for me, he's for you and yours next, Bulk tweeted following his detention. Moscow police force told Bulk was undertaken to a police force plant for indictment on extortion of unlawfully organizing a outcry. If found those guilty, he many faces 30 days in arrest and a penalty. Coordinate protests in the greatest nation in the planet by Earth massive is no little problem, and the Russki Interior Design Ministry told events coordinate in regional authorities were detained in 46 places. Demonstrations include ranked of gatherings of a few half a dozen in remotely areas to on 1,000 human beings in center Moscow, that the Interior Design Ministry outlined as an inconsistent massive demonstrate. In another place, down there were 600 rally in Russia's tertiary most densely populated town, city of Novosibirsk, and 550 protesters in Nizhny Novgorod in West Russia, the ministry told. I am proud of all such who united us present in any power, of Magadan to Sochi. Of the FBK office space to the staff in Kemerovo. Of Krasnodar to Yakutsk, wherever the meet took location at -40. These are actual countrymen, Bulk told in a Facebook position. Be actual countrymen. Go out to the demonstration in yours town. Police force violate speak over Bulk told police force constrained their way in his Moscow office space several hours up the protests were due to get location. He told police force sawed via the doorway of the office space's workshop for a YouTube speak Saturday night. In procedure to get downward our speak, the police force cut out the doorway to the Against Corruption Basis, FBK, office space, and later began to saw the doorway to the workshop law in the medium of speak, he told in a Facebook position. Do you aware the official cause? Dmitry Nazovtsev, the army, was charged of landing a bombshell, out of in fact departure off airborne, we must suppose, and it was required to cut the doors ASAP in procedure to discover the bombshell. Or later they arrested him. Look at, he's a nice sample of which the Russki police force has be. 8 personnel members of Bulk's Moscow offices were arrested in the attack and were amongst 185 human beings detained through the nation, on to freelance tracking team OVD Info. They turned on the chief of Bulk's Moscow staff, Nikolai Lyaskin, who was grasped by police force on his way out of the office space, on to Bulk click registrar Kira Yarmish. Bulk's gun of selection Putin controls and dominates Russki country TV, wherever down there has so far been no refer of the demonstrations. Instead of, Bulk and his supporters include rotated to YouTube to get their communication of, in above 50,000 human beings observer his dwell nourish as of Saturday night. Who is Alexei Bulk? Bulk, Russia's top-known opposition lead, was prohibited of fleeing in the forthcoming elections following a 2017 penal belief for theft. Critics say the instance versus the 41-year-old was politically reasoned. Putin has been in force for 18 years currently, he told. Human beings are not prepared to expect L6 year, later L6, later else. The Kremlin has discarded concoction of common, top-level corrupt practices and has convicted Bulk as a hazardous impact whose telephone call for protests could dive Russia in havoc.